Oh my goodness. Welcome to What the Quote. This is season 2, episode 6. I'm so excited about the episode that I'm going to talk to you about today for a plethora of reasons. But first, I want to read you the quote. And it's so funny. I was searching for a quote earlier, and I knew the topic that I wanted to talk on, and I knew that it would have to be just the right quote. And so, I did my, uh, found the quote, looked, I was writing my notes, and then I was like, oh yeah, let me go and so I can tell a little bit about the person who the quote is, who said the quote. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to her to see if I can interview her. So that might be coming soon. But I did want to tell you the quote first, and hopefully you will be as inspired as I was when I read it. And the quote is by LaTisha Cotto. I hope I am pronouncing her name right. Cotto, Cotto, I believe it is. And it says, "You've believed in the false story of your unworthiness for so long. It's time to try on a new way of being, living, and believing." Oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about why this quote was so impactful for me. So, I wrote a theme song. You want to hear it? Here it goes.
With the quote, we create kind humans who speak kindness, show kindness. Be a kind human. Be a kind human.
It's something about, I could listen to that song all day. It makes me so excited. It makes me so excited that we love to dance for about 30 seconds on What the Quote, because it reduces stress and gets your heartbeat up and moving. Okay, so here we go. Let's dance for about 30 seconds. Y'all know I love to dance. I do. I hate, because of COVID, we can't go out and dance, but hopefully that will start to shift soon. The quote that I want to talk about today is from LaTisha Cotto, and it says, "You've believed in the false story of your unworthiness for so long. It's time to try on a new way of being, living, and believing." Put my headphones on. And so um, I knew I had to do a podcast on unworthiness because of something that took me 8 years to get. And I'm going to tell you what that is a little bit later. um, but I wanted to talk about unworthiness because it's not the fact that I got the thing after 8 years. That's not. That's not the issue. The issue is the journey that I took and that was required of me in order to be able to get the thing that I got after 8 years. Okay, so this whole thing of unworthiness is something that I really became aware of in my life through this journey of personal development. And I took a personal development and leadership class. Oh my gosh, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it was very, very impactful because it helped me to really understand how closely connected unworthiness was to people pleasing. So I knew I was a people pleaser, but it took me going through this program to really understand, oh, I'm a people pleaser because of the unworthiness that is there. And so that was one part of my journey, is realizing, oh, this is how this is connected, like it's connected because one is so closely related to the other. And so um, that was the first thing. And then I really started to understand what unworthiness was. And so I want to talk a little bit about the definition of worthiness. Really wanna, this is probably not going to sound too great, just for a second. Okay, sorry. I wanted to get that on there because I don't have my other piece of equipment that is required. So I want to talk a little bit about what unworthiness is. And so one of the common definitions is basically thinking that you don't deserve something, thinking that you don't deserve what you think other people are just entitled to. And that could be a whole range of things: love, happiness, wealth, cars, purses. Like it could be, you think other people, it, other people get it, but you, for one reason or another, don't feel worthy to have it. And then I looked, in the Merriam-Webster dictionary to see how they described unworthy, and it was simply lacking in excellence or value. And so, even in thinking about that definition of unworthy, really thinking and believing that you don't have any value, or other people have a greater value than you. Unworthiness. In my journey, it has shown up a number of ways. At times, it was always letting other people go first, always letting other people go before me, always putting other people before me, their happiness, their time, their um, responsibilities, whatever the case was. Really, at times, even playing a martyr and really like sacrificing myself and my own happiness and the things that I wanted to do for the happiness of other people. Unworthiness. There were times that um, it also showed up in me not going for what I wanted, me not taking the chance, me not um, really opening myself up to experience the beauty of the life that I deserved. At times, it showed up in, well, I'm even going to say at times, I'm going to say for years, it showed up in me believing that the things that I wanted and desired, I had to work hard for, that they would not come easy for me, that I would have to work overtime, you know, hours and hours and weekends and holidays, and that that is what it would take for me to experience the kind of life that I wanted to experience and live. I already stated that people pleasing was a part of that. And also comparison, like comparing myself and my abilities to other people, um, all of which are unloving. Let me just say that. All of them are unloving. Um, and that's one of the reasons why LaTisha's quote, especially the first sentence, was so impactful because, unworthiness is really about believing this false story, this negative and wrong thought that we have about ourselves that we are unworthy. And even looking at the second part of what she says, it's time to try a new way of being worthy, like showing up and really acting as if you are worthy because you are. You are worthy. And living a life. And by living, I would interpret that as like making choices from a place of worthiness, like living like you're worthy. And so that means that you um, really think about the things that you want to experience: love, success. It could be children, it could be bungee jumping, it could be snort, like you name it. It could be a whole plethora of things, but really moving in the direction of worthiness in your life and really thinking and believing that you are worthy, that you can be worthy of beautiful, great, and wonderful things to happen in your life. And um, so I'll tell you this. This thing that I purchased last month. So last month would be January of 2021, because I don't know when you are listening to this podcast, but um, it was very emotional for me because I realized that I had spent 8 years making excuses, coming up with reasons as to why I couldn't get it. I mean, listen, it was too soon. The kinks weren't worked out. I couldn't afford it. I was going to wait until I retired. I mean, reason after reason after reason. And so it took me not taking one personal development class, but two personal development classes that were very intentional on really helping me to understand that I am worthy of all that I desire. Like I deserve it. And not only that I deserve it, but I'm entitled to it. Just like me believing that other people are entitled to goodness and the sweetness of life, I am also entitled to that. And I was so emotional just talking about it, not because I got the thing, not because I mean, of course, it is the thing, but it's about the journey of me realizing that I am worthy of the thing. And so, even just, um, it really took me a month to really talk about it because I was very clear that I didn't want people to think that it was about the thing, even though I love the thing. The thing is wonderful. But I really wanted um, people to know that it was about the, the work that I had put in to really unravel and undo this false story of unworthiness that LaTisha talks about. Really um, uncovering the beginnings of it, really uncovering and investigating the different ways that unworthiness shows up in my life. And not that I'm perfect or I have arrived, not that. But one thing that I am very clear about at this time in my life is that I deserve it. And for no other reason but because I'm me. Like, that's the reason. And I don't say that, um, I don't say it lightly. I really do deserve the things that make me happy, love and joy. And, I love to laugh. And I think I'm the funniest person that I know. So, I'm a comedian. And, really stepping into this confident place of worthiness and really believing it, being it, and living it, as LaTisha says, like really stepping into being worthy. Now, some of you may know, others of you may not know, this thing that took me 8 years to buy. And it was a Tesla. And I love it so. Like I cannot. Um, a couple of people have asked me about it, and I'm like, it is the smartest car I have ever driven. And it's so funny because first of all, when I went to, I thought I was just going to see how long it took for me to get it. That's what I was just going to go to the Tesla dealership just to see how long the ordering process was. Because, and here's the thing, my fiance and a really good friend of mine, over, it's been 8 years that I've been talking about this Tesla. They both offered to take me for a test drive, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I can't. No, I'm not gonna do it. Like two people have had asked me to go test drive, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I I'm happy that they cared so much about me, but now I realize what a gift it was that the first time I drove a Tesla, I was driving mine. How awesome is that? Um, and so it was everything that I ever imagined. And the fact that now I feel worthy to drive it is amazing, because I know that it is not about the Tesla. It is about me being, living, and believing that I am worth and worthy of everything that I desire. And it doesn't matter if it's a Tesla, if it's the love that I experience with Dennis, the connection and the laughter that I have with my friends, the success of my business, my impact in the lives of other people. That's what I deserve. I am worthy of that. And by I, I mean you. This episode is so important to me because I know that there are a lot of people, women out there just like me, who are people pleasing, putting other people before themselves, comparing themselves to other women, not believing that they deserve the things that they see other people have, and that they have to work hard to get those things. And I am a living, breathing example that that is a false story. And it's time for a new story, for you to really believe, be, live a life that is worthy of everything that you are. And so, my YouTubers see that I got my coaching hat on. And so I wanted to give you just a couple of takeaways of things that you could do to start the process of you feeling unworthy, of you feeling more worthy, or feel, I don't want to say more worthy, of you feeling worthy. And these are just the beginning. And I really want to offer you to just lean into the things that feel right for you. One of the things that I have realized in my own life is that the the care and the tone and the words and the energy and the love that we so often give to other people, when we see they don't see their worth, are the same words and love and energy that we need to give ourselves. And so when I see a young lady who may be second guessing the magic that she has, I'm like, hey, sis, you are wonderful. You are needed. You are everything that you need to be to experience everything that you want. And so, those same words that I tell other people and that you tell other people, I want to encourage you to take your own advice. Take your, when you say it to other people, realize that you are also saying it to yourself. And so, as I have my coaching hat on, one of the things that um, I would maybe invite you to be open to is every day, for as many times a day as you remember, write down or speak about some things that you are proud of yourself for. You know what? What are some great things that you did? Because one of the things that I have known about my own journey is it's very easy for me to see great things in other people. I can be like, listen, if I see my son, I would be like, Buzz, you did this, you did that. Oh my gosh, you're so good at that. This, that, me. I can say it all. So that same energy that I'm putting behind telling my son how great he is, or my fiance that he can do it. Now I want to tell myself at least three things that I do well or that I'm proud of myself for. So, what is that? What did you do well? And when you see greatness in other people, acknowledge that that's also greatness that you have within yourself. Because I have found that one of the ways that I can build myself up is to really acknowledge the great things. And it's so funny. One of the activities that I do when I am dealing with teams or individuals is um, tell me all of the negative things you think about yourself. Oh my gosh. And they just like, oh, this is jacked up. I need to change this. This is horrible. But then it's like, okay, for every one of those things that you name, you got to give me two positives. So just think about that. For every negative thing that you say about yourself, it takes two positive things to combat that. So I just want you to just jump straight to the positive. Just we're not even going to think of the negative. Just really think about all of the great and wonderful things that make you you. And so um, I hope this was helpful for you. It was very helpful for me because I realized that I'm worthy of great things. And I also decided I'm going to reach out to Miss LaTisha Cotto. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. To see if I really kind of want to see if she want to be interviewed. So anyway, so we'll see how that works. I'm gonna put that out in the universe, pray on it, and see what happens. But I'm so excited, and I hope that you realize that you are certainly worthy of great and wonderful things. And I hope that you are able to use this to really be kind to yourself, to really be kind and know that you are worthy. Until next week, I wrote a theme song. You want to hear? Here it goes.
And with the quote, we create kind humans who speak kindness, show kindness. Be a kind human. Be a kind human.